Good evening, my Real News Midday TV family. Welcome back to the channel for another news update. And in the news this evening, policeman and inmate injured in Kingston Central lockup disturbance. The Inspectorate and the Professional Standards Oversight Bureau and the Independent Commission of Investigations have launched the probes into the injury of a policeman and an inmate during a reported disturbance at the Kingston Central Police lockup on Tuesday. It is reported that the incident occurred about 9:20 p.m. after the police confiscated several illegal items. Police personnel attempted to control the situation, during which a police constable was injured on his left ear. One inmate suffered a head injury during the melee. Both men were taken to hospital for medical attention. Man accused of fraudulently selling land granted bail. A St. Catherine man who allegedly collected $750,000 for land he did not own was granted bail when he appeared in the St. Catherine Parish Court on Tuesday. 30-year-old laborer Leon Jones of Shenton Bogwalk, St. Catherine, is charged with a fraudulent conversion. When he appeared before the court, Senior Parish Court Judge Yvette Wentworth Miller granted bail in the sum of $400,000 with a surety. The judge also ordered Jones to make restitution by January 31, 2025. It is alleged that in May this year, the complainant was tricked into paying down 50% of the $1.5 million requested for a plot of land in Bogwalk. The complainant made inquiries at the National Land Agency and the Inland Revenue Department and was reportedly told that the accused was not the owner of the land. Several attempts to get back the money proved futile, and a report was made to the police, leading to Jones's arrest. Slain journalist Barbara Gale's vehicle found. Police tracking yesterday's gruesome murder of veteran court reporter Barbara Gale say they found her stolen vehicle along the Dyke Road in St. Catherine this morning. The discovery was made around 9 a.m., sleuths say. Gale was discovered murdered inside her Caymanas Estate home in St. Catherine by a neighbor around 10 a.m. yesterday. The 2018 gray Mercedes-Benz 180CL motorcar and her cell phone were reported as missing. The last known sighting of Gale was about 3:30 p.m. on Monday, when she was seen sitting on her front porch conversing with a man neighbors recalled. The man, whose identity was yet to be determined by the police up to late yesterday, was later captured on a doorbell camera footage calmly interacting with Gale as she offered him a glass of water. The police say they are pursuing strong leads to crack the case. They took my son from me. Grieving mom wanted death penalty for son's killers. A heartbroken mother is demanding the death penalty for the killers of her 16-year-old son, Nequan Whitesley, and his 14-year-old friend, Juman Henry, who were murdered by gunmen in Erie Castle, Stony Hill, St. Andrew last Thursday. The police say they are investigating, but I have no fear that my son's killers will be caught. If they are, I don't think it's fair for me, a taxpayer, to feed the killer of my son, Sasha Blake, Whitesley's mother, said yesterday. With deep pain and anguish in her voice, she called for murderers to be sent to the gallows and to be made to hang by the neck until death. Where's the death penalty? My son and a 14-year-old were murdered, and I don't see the outrage, Blake said. According to police reports, around 11:15 p.m. on Thursday, residents heard explosions in Erie Castle. When the police arrived, they found both the boys lying face down, shot in the upper body. They were rushed to the hospital, but were both pronounced dead. Blake wants to meet with her son's killers. I just want them to apprehend somebody so I can ask them if they know what they did when they took my son away from me. They left me for dead. They left me too mad, she said. Struggling to cope with the loss of her son, who she said was well-mannered and reserved, Blake said he was a talented footballer who represented Meadowbrook High School and competed in the Manning Cup. He has been playing for Meadowbrook since he was awarded a place there. I can't process his death. He had so much plans for his life, she said. Blake said her son and his friend were at a wake near their home when tragedy struck. She recalled receiving a telephone call that night from one of Whiteley's friends saying he had been shot. I thought it was a prank, but when I ran outside, they told me he was down the road. I took off up the road and my spouse ran to alert the other boy's mother, she said. Blake hoped her son might survive when police initially told her Whiteley was still alive, but the hope was shattered when she later learned he didn't pull through. To this day, I haven't been to the scene where my son was killed, she said. Having grown up in the tough inner-city community of Arnett Gardens, St. Andrew, Blake said she moved to the laid-back community of Erie Castle only to lose her son in the most tragic way. I have seen firsthand what crime does, especially to young boys, and I work hard and moved to a community that I thought would be safer for my children. And for my son to end up losing his life in a tragic way, it don't sit well with me, Blake said, expressing outrage at the crime. A curfew was imposed in the area after the murders, but Blake wants more to be done. I need the Minister of Security to address this, because you are sleeping in Parliament and you are saying murders are trending down, but yet still 2 boys were killed in the most horrific way. I am not just lamenting for my son, but I am lamenting for the fact that the 14-year-old life has been senselessly lost as well, Blake said. As she grieves her son, Blake is also mourning and making final preparations for mother Novelette Smith, who passed away a few weeks ago. I tell them I am not keeping any funeral or doing any 9 nights, because for me doing that will be me accepting that my son is dead, and I will not accept it. If it was up to me, I would take my son and I would put him in his bed and keep him for life, Blake said, her grief overwhelming. I am going to bury my mother, and after I do that, that is it. I am not going to my son's funeral, as I am not supposed to be planning a funeral for my 16-year-old. I have to be taking medicine at night to sleep. Manchester police implore businesses to provide surveillance footage in crime fight. With the festive season here, business people in Manchester are being urged to cooperate with the police in maintaining law and order, including the provision of surveillance footage when crimes are committed in Mandeville. Head of the Manchester Police, Deputy Superintendent Kerry Duncan, implored the business people at a recent Manchester Chamber of Commerce meeting to assist the police. When we go on these crime scenes and are doing our own investigations, we find it very difficult for persons to assist us where we see clearly where cameras are in the areas, and every time you get the excuse that the cameras are not working, cameras are not recording, and all these different excuses, he said at the Gulf View Hotel. I am saying in Manchester, in being serious about the business of fighting crime, this is something that can enhance our own investigative capabilities. So I am asking, I am imploring you, when you can, to make your cameras available to us for viewing so that we can identify perpetrators and bring them to justice, added Duncan. Official figures from the police show 49 murders in the South Central Parish up to December 14, an almost 16% increase over the 42 recorded for the same period last year. The parish has also recorded 44 shootings, almost 19% above last year. Duncan disclosed that over a dozen surveillance cameras on the Jamaica Eye network are in need of repair in Mandeville. Of our 29 CCTV cameras that are in Mandeville, 15 are up and working, 14 are down, he said. The Jamaica Eye system, we are in constant dialogue with them. We know that these cameras will be up for the Christmas season. As a matter of fact, there is a drive for an expansion of the CCTV cameras, so we expect to have them also in Spalding, Christiana, and to lesser extent Poros in very short order, he added. He reiterated his appeal to the business community to support the police with monitoring the town. As a chamber, we are asking for you to assist us. In our township, we have 29 CCTV cameras looking over Mandeville at some critical points. Whilst these cameras assist us tremendously in our crime-fighting effort, there comes a time where something might happen in a space where the camera is either not working or we do not have a camera, he said. Thank Thank you everyone for watching, and see you tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. for another news update.